Marcus Aurelius once wrote that your peace does not belong to the people around you. It belongs to your own mind. Yet many of us hand that peace away to toxic people without realizing it. A harsh comment ruins our day. A manipulative person controls our emotions. Someone's disrespect makes us question our worth. Stoicism teaches a different path. Toxic people have always existed. They existed in ancient Rome, and they exist today. Marcus Aurelius himself ruled an empire filled with betrayal, criticism, and selfish individuals. Yet he remained calm because he understood one simple truth. You cannot control another person's character, but you can always control your response. This video will explore 7 powerful Stoic lessons that will help you deal with toxic people without losing your inner peace. These lessons are not about revenge. They are not about winning arguments. They are about becoming emotionally stronger than the negativity around you. Imagine reaching a point where insults no longer shake you, manipulation no longer traps you, and criticism no longer defines you. That is the freedom Stoicism offers. By the end of this video, you'll discover practical wisdom inspired by Marcus Aurelius that can completely change the way you deal with difficult people. If you're ready to protect your peace instead of constantly defending it, stay with me until the end. Remember this: the strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who remains calm when everyone else loses control. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of a truth that most people forget. Other people's actions reveal their character, not yours. This single idea can completely change the way you deal with toxic people. When someone insults you, spreads rumors, or tries to make you feel small, your first instinct may be to fight back or defend yourself. But Stoicism asks a different question. Why should another person's lack of self-control become your problem? Think about it. A person who constantly criticizes, gossips, or manipulates others is already carrying an unhappy mind. Their words are often a reflection of their own fears, jealousy, or frustration, not a measure of your value. If you accept every insult as truth, you give them power over your emotions. Marcus Aurelius refused to do that, and so should you. Imagine walking through a storm. You cannot stop the rain, but you can choose to carry an umbrella. In the same way, you cannot stop toxic people from speaking negatively, but you can protect your mind from absorbing their negativity. This doesn't mean pretending that hurtful words don't exist. It means choosing not to let them define who you are. Every time you refuse to react emotionally, you strengthen your character. Every time you stay calm, you prove that your peace is more worth than winning an argument. Marcus Aurelius believed that your mind is like a fortress. No one can enter unless you open the gate. Toxic people knock on that gate with insults, anger, and manipulation. Your job is not to fight every visitor. It is to decide who deserves entry. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, pause before reacting. Take one deep breath and ask yourself, is this really about me, or is it a reflection of them? Most of the time, you'll discover that their behavior says far more about their inner world than it ever could about yours. One of the greatest misunderstandings about kindness is the belief that being a good person means saying yes to everyone. Marcus Aurelius would have disagreed. Stoicism teaches that kindness without wisdom becomes weakness, and compassion without boundaries becomes self-neglect. Toxic people often rely on one thing: your inability to say no. They expect endless patience, constant attention, and unlimited forgiveness, even when they repeatedly disrespect your time and energy. The more you tolerate harmful behavior without limits, the more they assume it is acceptable. Marcus Aurelius believed that every person has a duty to live according to reason and virtue. That includes protecting your own peace. Setting a boundary is not an act of anger. It is an act of self-respect. You don't need to shout, insult, or explain yourself endlessly. A calm and firm, "I won't accept this behavior," is often more powerful than a long argument. Imagine a castle with strong walls. The walls are not there because the people inside hate the outside world. They exist to protect what is valuable. Your mind deserves the same protection. Without healthy boundaries, toxic people can walk in, drain your energy, and leave you feeling exhausted. With boundaries, you decide who has access to your time, your attention, and your emotional space. Many people feel guilty when they begin setting limits. They worry about disappointing others or being seen as selfish. But Stoicism reminds us that you are not responsible for another person's reaction to your healthy decisions. You are only responsible for acting with wisdom, fairness, and integrity. Sometimes, the strongest response is not another explanation. It is quietly stepping back from relationships that constantly disturb your peace. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your life, and that's perfectly okay. Marcus Aurelius showed that strength is not measured by how much pain you can endure from others. It is measured by your ability to remain true to your values while protecting your inner peace. Set your boundaries calmly, enforce them consistently, and never confuse self-respect with selfishness. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that you cannot change someone who refuses to change themselves. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He knew that every person is responsible for their own thoughts, choices, and actions. No amount of arguing, pleading, or sacrificing can force wisdom into someone who rejects it. Many people stay trapped in toxic relationships because they believe, if I love them enough, they'll change. They excuse bad behavior, ignore repeated disrespect, and keep giving endless chances. But over time, they discover a painful truth. You can inspire change, but you cannot create it for someone else. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what is within our control. Your actions are yours. Your values are yours. Your attitude is yours. But another person's character belongs to them. The moment you make their behavior your responsibility, you surrender your peace to something you cannot control. Imagine trying to move a mountain with your bare hands. No matter how hard you push, the mountain remains where it is. The wiser choice is not to waste your strength fighting the impossible. Instead, choose a different path around it. In the same way, you don't need to spend your life trying to fix people who have no desire to grow. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that people act according to what they believe is right, even when they are mistaken. This doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it helps you understand that their choices come from their own mind, not from your failure to help them. There is a quiet freedom in letting go of the need to rescue everyone. You stop chasing approval. You stop carrying burdens that were never yours. Instead, you invest your energy in becoming wiser, calmer, and stronger. If a toxic person chooses growth, support them. But if they repeatedly choose manipulation, disrespect, or dishonesty, accept reality without bitterness. Walking away from constant negativity is not giving up. It is choosing peace over endless conflict. Marcus Aurelius would remind us that the greatest victory is not changing another person. It is refusing to let their behavior change who you are. Lesson 4. Master your emotions before they master you. Marcus Aurelius believed that our emotions are powerful servants, but dangerous masters. Toxic people understand this better than most. They know that if they can make you angry, insecure, or defensive, they can influence your decisions. That is why Stoicism teaches that true strength begins with mastering your own emotional reactions. Think about the last time someone insulted you. What happened first? Your heart raced, your thoughts became scattered, you wanted to respond immediately. In that moment, the toxic person wasn't controlling you with their words. They were controlling you through your reaction. Marcus Aurelius practiced a different approach. Before responding, he paused. He reminded himself that every situation offers two choices: react with emotion or respond with reason. The first creates regret. The second creates strength. Imagine your mind as a peaceful lake. When someone throws a stone into it, the water ripples for a while, but eventually it becomes still again. Toxic people keep throwing stones, hoping the lake will never calm down. Your job is not to stop every stone. Your job is to let the water settle. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. Stoicism never asks you to become emotionless. Instead, it teaches you to acknowledge your emotions without letting them control your actions. Feel the anger, but don't let it speak for you. Notice the disappointment, but don't let it define your decisions. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you become stronger than the situation itself. People who seek drama often lose interest when they realize they cannot disturb your peace. Your silence, patience, and self-control become your greatest protection. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the greatest power is not over other people, it is over yourself. When you master your emotions, toxic people lose the ability to manipulate your mind. Lesson 5. Choose your company wisely. Marcus Aurelius understood that the people around you shape the person you become. Even the strongest mind can slowly be influenced by constant negativity. That is why Stoicism encourages us to choose our company with great care. Toxic people rarely destroy your peace in a single day. Instead, they do it little by little. Constant criticism weakens your confidence. Endless gossip changes the way you think. Daily negativity drains your motivation until you begin to believe that life itself is hopeless. Ask yourself this simple question. Do the people around me inspire me to become better, or do they constantly pull me away from the person I want to be? Your answer reveals whether your relationships are helping you grow or holding you back. Imagine placing a healthy plant in polluted soil. No matter how much sunlight or water it receives, it will struggle to grow. Your mind works the same way. If you spend every day surrounded by bitterness, manipulation, and disrespect, protecting your inner peace becomes much harder. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out of your life. Stoicism teaches wisdom, not isolation. Some relationships can improve through honest communication and healthy boundaries. But when someone repeatedly brings chaos despite your best efforts, distance becomes an act of wisdom, not cruelty. Marcus Aurelius surrounded himself with people of virtue whenever possible. He valued honesty over flattery, wisdom over popularity, and character over status. He knew that good companions strengthen your discipline, while toxic companions quietly weaken it. Choose friends who celebrate your growth instead of feeling threatened by it. Spend time with those who encourage integrity, patience, and courage. The more your environment reflects your values, the easier it becomes to live according to them. Remember this powerful Stoic truth. You cannot always choose who enters your life, but you can choose who influences your mind.
Lesson 6. Silence is greater than revenge. Marcus Aurelius understood something that many people spend their entire lives learning. Not every battle deserves your attention. Toxic people often thrive on conflict. They want arguments, emotional reactions, and endless drama because it gives them a sense of control. The moment you react exactly as they expect, you become part of the game they created. Stoicism teaches the different path. Instead of asking, "How can I get even?" ask yourself, "Is this worth losing my peace?" Most of the time, the answer is no. Imagine someone throwing mud at a clean white wall. If you throw mud back, both of you end up covered in dirt. But if you simply walk away, the mud remains with the person who threw it. In the same way, anger and revenge often hurt the person seeking them just as much as the person they're directed toward. Silence is not weakness. It is a deliberate choice. It means refusing to waste your energy on people who have already shown they are not interested in understanding you. It means knowing that your dignity is worth more than winning an argument. This doesn't mean staying silent in the face of injustice. If you need to speak to protect yourself or someone else, do so with courage and respect. But avoid arguments whose only purpose is to satisfy another person's ego. Marcus Aurelius believed that wisdom is measured not by how loudly you speak, but by how wisely you choose your words. Often, the most powerful answer to provocation is no answer at all. Toxic people expect chaos. They become confused when they are met with calm. They expect anger. They find only composure. In that moment, you are no longer controlled by their behavior. You are guided by your own principles. Marcus Aurelius would remind us that the greatest revenge is not becoming like the person who hurt you. Protect your character, guard your peace, and let your calm speak louder than any argument ever could.
Lesson 7. Protect your inner peace every day. After learning how to deal with toxic people, one final lesson remains. Your peace must be protected daily. Inner peace is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is a habit built through small choices made every single day. Marcus Aurelius began many mornings by preparing his mind. He reminded himself that he would meet difficult, selfish, impatient, and dishonest people. Instead of being surprised by their behavior, he expected it. Because he expected challenges, he was less likely to be controlled by them. This simple practice can transform your life. Before your day begins, remind yourself that you cannot control what others will say or do, but you can control your patience, your kindness, and your self-respect. When your expectations are realistic, disappointments lose much of their power. Another Stoic habit is taking time for quiet reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I allow someone else's negativity to steal my peace? Did I respond with wisdom or with emotion? What can I improve tomorrow? These questions slowly strengthen your character and help you grow. Protecting your peace also means caring for your body and mind. Get enough rest. Spend time in nature whenever possible. Read books that strengthen your thinking. Limit unnecessary drama, endless gossip, and constant negativity. Every choice you make either protects your inner world or weakens it. Remember that peace is not the absence of difficult people. Peace is the ability to remain steady even when difficult people are present. That is the kind of strength Marcus Aurelius practiced throughout his life. When you build this habit day after day, toxic people lose their influence over you. Their words become background noise. Their behavior no longer defines your mood. You become anchored in your own values instead of being carried away by someone else's emotions.
Bringing the 7 lessons together. As we reach the end of this journey, take a moment to reflect on everything Marcus Aurelius has taught us. These lessons are not simply techniques for dealing with toxic people. They are principles for building a life that cannot be easily disturbed. Let's remember the 7 lessons. First, don't take everything personally. Second, set healthy boundaries without guilt. Third, stop trying to change people who refuse to change themselves. Fourth, master your emotions before they master you. Fifth, choose your company wisely. Sixth, understand that silence is often greater than revenge. And finally, protect your inner peace every single day. Notice that none of these lessons require you to control another person. They all begin with controlling yourself. This is the heart of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius never promised a world without selfishness, criticism, or betrayal. Instead, he showed us how to remain calm and honorable despite those realities. Imagine standing like an ancient oak tree during a violent storm. The wind may shake the branches, and the rain may pour relentlessly, but the roots remain firm. Toxic people are like the storm. They may test your patience, your confidence, and your character. But if your roots are grounded in wisdom, integrity, and self-control, they cannot uproot you. Every challenge is also an opportunity. Every difficult conversation teaches patience. Every insult gives you a chance to practice self-control. Every act of disrespect reminds you to value your own character above another person's opinion. Marcus Aurelius believed that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. When you stop feeding your mind with anger, resentment, and the need for revenge, you create space for peace, clarity, and strength. True victory is not proving toxic people wrong. True victory is becoming the kind of person whose peace cannot be stolen. That is the Stoic way.
Marcus Aurelius once lived among wars, political conflict, betrayal, and endless pressure. Yet through it all, he continued to remind himself of one timeless truth. No one can harm your character without your permission. More than 1,800 years later, that wisdom is still as powerful as ever. Toxic people will always exist. You cannot eliminate them from the world, but you can decide how much influence they have over your mind. Every day, you have a choice. You can react with anger, frustration, and resentment, or you can respond with wisdom, patience, and self-control. Remember, Stoicism is not about becoming cold or emotionless. It is about becoming emotionally free. It teaches you to care without becoming controlled, to be kind without becoming weak, and to stand firm without becoming cruel. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember the lessons you've learned today. Pause before reacting. Protect your peace. Choose your words carefully. Walk away when necessary. Above all, never allow another person's negativity to pull you away from your own values. Marcus Aurelius believed that the greatest work of your life is not changing the world around you. It is improving the person within you. That journey begins with one decision at a time, one calm response at a time, and one wise choice every single day. If this video helped you see toxic people in a new way, take these lessons into your daily life. Read them again. Practice them consistently. Over time, you'll notice something remarkable. The people around you may not change, but you will. And once your mind becomes calm, disciplined, and unshakable, no toxic person can take your peace away.